about a family who is fleeing the state of Florida over the bill that disallows the physical transformation, because it's not really mutilation. That word sounds aggressive, but it also seems like the best word to use for this. The physical mutilation of kids who are confused and, in more cases than not, depressed. This family is fleeing the state. And CNN did a 3-minute long documentary type thing that I have the entire thing to watch with you, and it is crazy. But I want you to watch this. Watch how it's being portrayed. I want you to, as much as you can, try to pull yourself out of the actuality of what this family is doing that's crazy, and more into who at CNN thought that making this sort of thing as normal as they made it thought it was a good idea.
I just never thought that I would have to flee a state for the good of my children.
The SB 254, this will permanent outlaw the mutilation of minors.
I remember Tori coming to me one time and in tears, which she doesn't normally do. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said DeSantis. And like the fact that a governor would be making my kid cry, that's a messed up government.
I can't not. The fact that the governor is making my kid cry. Have you considered, maybe it's not the government, maybe it's not even the rules, maybe there's something wrong with the kid. And I hate doing this because I don't know. I tried to look. I don't know this particular trans individual's age, so I don't want to sit here and just thrash on a child. But at the same time, I've made it very clear, and I think a lot of people have made it very clear, kids are not the smartest, and sometimes they go off the rails. What I'm trying to say is that because a child thinks or feels something about the government doesn't make that a justification to do anything crazy or drastic.
When the Florida Board of Medicine started meeting and we realized that they were going to ban gender-affirming care for our kids, that we might need to leave because that is life-saving, essential medicine and treatment for our daughter.
Yeah, I mean, there was times before she started getting hormones and stuff that she was suicidal, but after she transitioned, she was much more outgoing, much more like comfortable with herself.
I don't like having to point this out. Statistically speaking, suicide rates do not really differ between before quote-unquote transition or after quote-unquote transition. And the reason for that probably can widely be agreed upon because the actual physical appearance is not the problem. It is a surfacey, temporary fix or band-aid to a very deep-seated issue with the mentality of the particular individual. This person started taking hormones at 11, which these parents have ruined this kid's life by allowing their kid's emotion to dictate the trajectory of their life. It's sad. I honestly feel bad for everybody involved because the parents were clearly brainwashed by a media and a culture and a society that said that this is okay, and then allowed a child to make life-altering decisions, which the reality is, this is not going to turn out well for this particular individual.
It's just not a safe environment for queer people in general.
I do fear for my daughter's safety, and just the fact that somebody might want to hurt her just for her being her, for her existence, is scary. I worry about her every time she goes out.
There are several studies out of super liberal, you do whatever you want Europe, saying that the worst possible treatment for somebody with gender dysphoria is physically altering their physical appearance. From a mental health standpoint, there are a lot of different avenues that have been proven to be much more beneficial to people with actual gender dysphoria. Because I don't think most of these people have gender dysphoria. I don't think this kid has gender dysphoria. CNN took this family, made them a heartwarming American example of people who are just looking after their kid, when in reality, this is not going to turn out well. At the end of the day, it is crazy to me that we as a society are taking what is proving to be the worst possible treatment for something like this, gender dysphoria, saying that this is a good thing. I honestly feel bad for everybody involved in this. Because like I said, you check back in 20, 30 years, I guarantee you there's going to be not the outcome that I think these people expect now. And that's genuinely sad.